It's been a little while since we last saw you. Obviously, you've recovered, you've prepped for this. Where are you at mentally, physically? Are you coming into this all guns blazing, or is it a bit of a slow roll?
It's like an in-between, I have to say, you know what I mean? I think I was a lot more ready last year at High Point just because I wasn't that long off of racing and, you know, kept my training up, that type of stuff. Coming back from an injury, it's a little bit different. It's been a minute. And this has also taken a lot longer than I originally thought. You know, I knew that I had a little bit of damage in my knee, but I was on crutches for about 9 weeks. I didn't touch a motorcycle for about 3 months. I laid off of everything, training, everything. So kind of started a little bit from zero. But overall, I put in a lot of work. So, my plan was, I know that I'm capable of showing up and running up front. It's a little bit different here now. We have a lot of rain, right? Like, it's not ideal for my knee. Like, I still have a little bit of pain at like full range of motion, and obviously when it's muddy and ruddy, like there's a lot more dabbing your foot going on. So I'm kind of just coming here to get a gate drop. You know, obviously I'm going to try super hard, and I'm also on a bit of a different setup than I was last year. I really want to race Motocross of Nations, so I just feel like I had to get a gate drop in for the outdoors, and so I don't really know how to answer that. I know that I can surprise and run up front, but it can be a 5th, 6th, 7th. I don't really know, but I just really was excited to get a gate drop in, and obviously for SMX, and I have to start racing at some point. And even if I'm not 100%, I think racing is the best practice you can get, so it was time.
Yeah, it really sounds like if you could have had maybe a couple more weeks, that would have been very useful for you. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, more, because, you know, I've been riding for a little bit now, but the first few weeks I was just kind of putting around. I had a lot of pain in my knee. Not even so much the fracture, but my kneecap. I had a super inflamed quad tendon, and even to this day, it's my kneecap that hurts me and not the fracture. So anytime I sit and stand up, like that's kind of like the hard part, right? So a little bit more time would have for sure been good to be able to, you know, for sure say like, hey, I'm ready and I want to fight for podiums and wins, but it's a little bit earlier than I thought, and you know, I only made up my mind like a couple of weeks ago, so it's just a fun decision, and I'm kind of just curious where it puts me.
Speaking of fun decisions, you're racing a 250 in 2 weeks. I have no idea why, so
me neither.
Break it down.
I had this fluke. I had this idea, you know, I was sitting at home and I told my wife, I'm like, I think it'd be fun, you know, because I'm not in any championship battle. I'm like, it'd be fun to race at 250. And of course, she made me call Larry right away. It's like, no, you should do it, give Larry a call. So I guess she's, you know, was the deciding factor of, she wants to see me race. She loves racing, and I haven't ridden a 250 in ages. Never mind a Suzuki, it's been since 2010, right? So there's a lot more shifting going on, and I haven't swung a leg over one yet. It was really just a fun decision, honestly. Like, there was no back thought behind it, and nothing to do with Motocross of Nations. I won't be racing a 250 at Motocross of Nations. Simon got it covered, you know, he's been doing awesome. And but in the long run, I think it'll just sharpen my skills, you know, jumping on a different bike. Ironman is a gnarly track to come back to on a 250. It's a lot of big jumps, heavy dirt, the shifting, like everything kind of has to be on point. So it's just an interesting idea, but I'm super excited to actually make it happen. So
at the end of the day, all through your career, you've never been a guy to shy away from putting yourself out there. Like, I'm thinking about Thermo in 2011 on the 125. This feels similar to that. You don't have to do it, but why not?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's all fun, and I would love to ride a 2-stroke in the 450 class, but obviously since the Suzuki is so old, like not really allowed to, which is a bit of a bummer. But then I guess I have to go to 250F route.
2 more quick things. Where are you at with your 2025 contract? Is that close to being figured out? Is that a big deal behind the scenes? Is it sorted? Where are we at?
No, nothing is sorted at all. Dude, honestly, I'm not even sure what the details of my contract are. I think it goes until December just because of WSX. Like, that's how long it's going, right? But as of right now, I don't have anything for 2025, so I'm kind of wide open. You know, of course, I have a base and everything established with the team. I love working with them. I love working with Larry, and I value that a lot. So, but yeah, when it comes down to it, I don't have anything signed and whatnot. I haven't even asked my agent. I've kind of just been at home enjoying myself, doing work, and yeah, guess it has to get figured out at some point, but I haven't even thought that far yet. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you're stressed about it, but it definitely doesn't sound like that's the case.
Something, I don't know, something will get figured out at some point. You know, I want to race, and I don't know how much longer. But yeah, like I said, there's nothing done yet. I'm not stressed out about it. I'm in the moment right now, racing, and we have a lot of races coming up too. And I'm sure something will get figured out here in the near future, hopefully.
Last thing, I'm driving the Germany hype train into the nations. It's a really good team. You guys should definitely be on the podium, maybe win. So that makes the event even more exciting, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think we have a great team. Max is killing it, and we all remember Max's starts are unbelievable, and still are. You know, I still follow the German Championship, and you know, he's doing really good, and he's got all the experience that is needed to come to a Motocross of Nations and do some damage. So we all, I guess, just have to show up. But we know with an event like that, anything can happen. But yeah, we have a strong team, and that's another reason why I wanted to come and race here, just in preparation, get a gate drop in. And racing motocross a lot different. You know, I ride supercross most of the year, and the speeds, the line choices, like everything is different. So I think it's really important for me to get a gate drop in.
Okay, I feel like you've been back on a bike for a little while. So how is your prep coming into this? Are you super dialed, or is it still quite an unknown?
I'd say it's definitely an unknown. I mean, the prep was pretty good. I'd been on the bike for a while, but not actually being able to ride moto. I rode a turn track for about 2.5, 3 weeks, just because my thumb was still hurting, honestly. So I've had probably 4 good weeks of actual moto, and the last 2 have been really good. Finally, kind of pain-free, and still get sore, but overall, like in a good spot, able to push the bike, push the body, you know, get up to speed and do some testing and long motos and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's still an unknown as always, but I do feel like we had a good block to prepare.
Was this whole process of recovery longer and more tedious than you thought it would be? Even spending 2.5 weeks on a turn track, I'm guessing you thought that would go quicker.
Yeah, it honestly was longer than I anticipated, and I know it's different for everybody. I think everyone kind of recovers differently, but for me, yeah, right at, you know, Doc told me, hey, it'll be healed in 6 to 8 weeks. So I got on the turn track right at 6. And I think it was a little early still, to be honest, looking back. But I also haven't come back from a serious injury like a bone or a ligament tear or surgery in a long time. And I think I may have forgotten how it does take a little bit of time. So yeah, I think overall it was something that just kind of took it day to day. You know, I'd ride, and if it got sore and got where I couldn't hold on, I'd call it a day, and we'd come back, you know, the following day or a day after. There was really no rush to come back, besides being back for the SMX playoffs. So to do these 3 rounds is just a bonus.
Yeah, I've got to think you're here to prep for SMX, but how brightly does the fire for outdoors burn at this point? Are you excited to get stuck into this, or is it all just strictly business building for Charlotte?
No, I'm excited, man. You know, it's been a long time since I've raced outdoors, and it'll be my first race on with the Star Racing Monster Energy Yamaha team, you know, outdoor race. So we're looking forward to it. I haven't been to Unadilla since 2021, so I'm excited. You know, it was good to get healthy and have that little bit of break, but now to like I said, come race some nationals, I'm excited. These last 3 tracks for me are some fun ones, and but yes, with the big goal being ready for the SMX playoffs. I think last year I learned, you know, I came into Charlotte with maybe not enough gate drops, clearly. So this is kind of the goal there, is to get some good gate drops and get some good results and learn for the future. You know, I'm sure we'll have to maybe make some tweaks or, you know, some changes tomorrow here and there, but it's just good to be back racing. Honestly, when you're on the couch and not able to ride for a long time, you start to miss it a lot, and definitely been missing the travel, missing the racing, missing the excitement on Saturdays.
What does the Yamaha do well outdoors? Is there one particular part of it that really stands out?
Nothing, you know, too crazy. I think in general, like I've said, in general with the Yamaha, for me, the suspension side has been really a positive. So I hopped on the bike and basically just jumped on J-Coupe settings, and that was nice. And we made some engine changes and a couple suspension chassis changes, but to have a really good base was nice. It wasn't like I was starting on Route 1. So yeah, overall, I think the platform so far has been really good. I am a firm believer you don't know exactly till you go racing, but so far I've been quite happy with it.
And last one, how seriously are you going to make your case for the Motocross of Nations? I presume you are all in to get that spot?
I mean, absolutely. You know, I think it's controversial, I'm sure, you know, from the guys that have been racing the whole series versus maybe me and Eli who are coming back. But, I mean, obviously it'd be an honor. But I think for me, I just want to come back and have some good results. And if my name gets brought up and mentioned, I'm all about it. But if it doesn't, you know, we'll come back next year. But, I mean, it would definitely be a badass thing to be able to be on MXON. But I know there's a lot that goes into that decision.
I guess we'll just jump into like the deep stuff. Last time we spoke at Washougal, you said you needed blood tests and maybe to figure out some stuff.
Yeah.
So what did you learn? What did you figure out?
Yeah, so we done some blood tests, some urine tests, just to kind of check the body out. And obviously we were struggling with some stuff and went to, you know, a head doctor and got my head further evaluated and sorted out and stuff. It's tough within 2 weeks. It feels like a long time when you've been under the pump for so long, but it's tough to get absolutely everything sorted and back to 100%, but we got some good direction on how to fix a few things. So yeah, it's been good. It's just, dude, the wear and tear of the long season. You know, I'm not the only guy out here struggling with underlying health issues, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. So yeah, just how do we combat that and bounce back, feeling hopeful. We got a little bit of a break and a few things better. So yeah, really excited to come back and smash the last 3 out.
It sounds like you did learn that you weren't imagining these issues, which is great for like your mental state, huh? If you'd got these tests and they were like, no, you're fine, then you would have started spiraling down a complicated path.
No, absolutely. That's like, we kind of, you know, we see, oh, people were like, why is he doing blood tests? It's this, and it's okay. You know, we work with the best people in the world and we leave no stone unturned. You know, we just get a reevaluation on everything, including my body and blood tests and stuff like that. That was one of the things we did just to make sure we didn't leave any stone unturned. So we appreciate all of the doctor, sports, therapist feedback from online comment sections.
So do you expect to be 100% here, or is it going to be a bit of a slow build to get back to where you were earlier in the year?
Yeah, it's a slow build for sure, and at the same time where, gee, is anyone keeping tally on what week number racing weekend we're on? It's tough to just snap back and bounce back super fast at this stage in the season, but mate, we come out, we give our best, we're paid to race, and I'm happy to be back. We got the new bike as well this weekend, which is really exciting, and just log some data and go out and try and make it tough on the number 4. He's been riding unreal this year, and yeah, just fight till the end.
Whenever a new bike comes out, you guys say great stuff about it.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes we roll our eyes and say, how serious is he being? The fact that you're racing it here kind of says that you really believe in this thing, and it's a significant step.
Yeah, I'm yet to do my own bike review. I haven't watched a lot of the bike reviews on it yet, but I said to Lars I want to do a bike review myself without my Honda hat on, because I think I can be pretty non-biased in opinions and reviews and stuff like that, and just evaluating myself. I think that's one thing I'm really good at. So yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff, people saying, you know, oh, of course he's going to say it's good, but yeah, no, it's the real deal.
Like you said, it's been a long season. We're deep in it now. I feel like with the new bike, with the brake, with the tests, this is almost like a hard reset, which maybe breathes a bit of life into you in the dog days of the summer.
Yeah, for sure. Man, I'm trying to think. It's just good to kind of have a little refresh. You know, the first week, like, I didn't ride and stuff until later in the week, and just worked on the farm. You know, I didn't do absolutely nothing, and I don't want to. Sometimes you just want to do some things that you don't normally get to do to make your mind and body feel refreshed, of a change of pace. You know, my wife got me 2 donkeys for my birthday, which was unreal. Clyde and Cowboys, that was really cool. And yeah, just kind of let the hair down. But no, I'm excited to smash these last 3 rounds out. And man, I want to knock a win off, dude. I want to knock some wins off. Haven't got that elusive overall win. Tied for an overall, ended up second. So yeah, I want to knock that one out.
New colours, your outdoor program is finally starting. Where are you at mentally now? I know in Supercross there were some dark days. Is this just a hard reset, a complete fresh start, something quite exciting?
Yeah, I mean, mentally I'm jazzed. Like, I can't not be, right? Like, new program, new team, new bike, get to go race. I'm just excited all the way around. Like, rain or shine, I didn't really care if we were riding a turn track in a circle. Like, I was just going to be pumped to be here. So it feels good, like, to be at the races, and I'm pumped with, like, where I'm at during the week at home. I mean, it's always tough when you come to the race to see where you're at and where you fit in, but I'm excited. Like, the transition to the bike has been a lot easier than I anticipated, and working with the team's been really good, and dude, I'm pumped, honestly, all the way around.
All you ever hear about the Suzuki is that the fundamentals are there. There's not really any quirks, big surprises. Is that kind of what you encountered when you were getting used to it?
Yeah, I mean, so far, nothing, it like doesn't do anything scary, you know, like just riding it, getting used to it. There was never a moment where I was like, wow, I didn't expect for it to do that. So there was some little things we had to work out. Even talking to Ken a little bit, like I went to Florida a few weeks, rode with him, and some of the stuff that the bike just does that we're trying to improve a little bit with. And, you know, racing always brings out the worst in it. So we'll see tomorrow. But overall, dude, I'm really, really happy with where I'm at. And getting to work with Matt at Active Ride's been cool. I've never worked with him before. So all the way around, it's been sick. We haven't done much, you know, fork on, fork off, shock on, shock off, that's about it. No other big changes at all, though. That's it.
You're kind of at a crossroads in your career, based on the positivity that's coming off of you.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you feel like this is a package that can unlock the second part of your career. You can take this, run with it, and most importantly, just show what you're capable of, because it's been a little while since you've been in such a strong position to do that.
Oh, 100%. Like, even at the Honda program, like, that was an amazing opportunity. I just wish it's always like could have lasted longer. You know, like it was like so short-lived that I'm like trying to find my footing and then it's over, you know. So then you go to beta, new program, new team, and, you know, obviously things didn't work out there, and it just feels like you're kind of like stumbling over yourself. So to be here at this point is just, it's rewarding. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and yeah, I hope I can kind of like emerge and show that I'm like still good on a bike, you know. So that'd be the whole idea, and I feel like I got a really good platform to do that for sure.
Last thing, I feel like we don't really have much data to know where you fit in 450 outdoors.
Yep.
Do you have any idea what to expect, or are you just trying to keep a blank mind?
Yeah, blank. I mean, mud's a great equalizer, so dude, I got a chance to win tomorrow, you know what I mean? So who knows? I mean, dude, I could be anywhere inside the top 10, we could be 20th, who knows? You know, I just, clean slate, really open mind. I just want to go out and ride, do my thing, and where we go is where we go, and then we'll see from there. But it's just exciting to be here, and that makes me like pumped, you know, to like get a gate drop and just see where we are. I'm just excited all the way around. So we'll see you in the mud tomorrow.
I mean, the best way to sum this up is I've not seen you excited in a long time.
Oh yeah,
That says it all.
I haven't been either. So I mean, just riding during the week too, it's like just exciting. Like I show up to the track and I'm like, dude, I am so looking forward to like riding today, making improvements with the bike, working with Larry, like all the guys that are in SoCal, and dude, it's been nice, very, very exciting and welcoming change for me for sure.
Before the break, you were obviously on quite a roll. So was the time off useful for you, or would you have liked to just keep the ball rolling?
Yeah, I'd say time off. I mean, it don't matter for me. I don't care if it's no break or a break. It's either way, it's good. 3 weeks of I did a lot of just work on myself with technical riding and stuff, because that's what will pay off in the future. Lots of start practice, just, you know, dialing everything in, everything that's meant to be dialed in. So that's hopefully this week we can go out there and just keep on having fun.
I feel like you're putting so much emphasis on technical parts of your riding. Where does that come from? Like at the beginning of the year, did you feel like that was a massive weakness?
No, I feel like last year I lacked the technical stuff a little bit, where I could have just been a little bit better and a little more executed everywhere. And I feel like this year I've gotten a lot better at it with my like the way I ride, you know, technique-wise and stuff. But obviously there's a lot more to work on. And I feel like the new evolution of riding is forming to that technique. So if you can have that technique with my freaking aggression and hard charge, I think it's going to be like I could build someone pretty gnarly in myself, you know. So that's why I kind of been working on it.
With all of this work on technique, heading into a race like tomorrow where there's probably going to be long, snaky ruts, does it give you more confidence knowing that you're maybe better suited to tackle that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely been working on my ruts and stuff. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you see me race and stuff, you're like, oh, he's got it down, but it's really like you go and study my races back, and there's like these turns where you're doing some things. I mean, obviously I'm not going to say exactly what I'm working on, but you obviously see stuff like that. So Those 3 weeks where I worked on it a lot, I mean, it's obviously going to pay off. It's going to better me. So if we can keep on just working on that type of stuff, it'd be good.
I know you've worked with quite a few legends over the last couple of months. Is there one guy who's been particularly helpful? One guy that maybe surprised you with how much they had to offer?
Yeah, I think everyone's had a good mixture of tips. I mean, I've worked with Reed, Roczen. I mean, I got Christian. I obviously trained with Webb. I've got all the best guys in that's given me tips. So I just take a little bit from each guy, and it pays off.
2 more quick things. This year's gone so well. Are you surprised just how well it's gone? Did you expect to be this dominant come outdoors?
Yeah, I did, 100%. I mean, I know I have my goals set high, and I know if I outwork these guys, I'm going to beat them, and that's what I did this year. Outworked them, and I have a 54-point lead in the Pro Motocross series. And it was a little unfortunate in Supercross what happened before, so I couldn't really show my full potential. And that's why it kind of built up more of like a thing in my body where I was like, now I really have to prove these people wrong, and that's what I've done so far.
Last thing, kind of got to ask, Motocross of Nations is getting closer. Are you any closer to knowing if you're going to go? Maybe? Is it up in the air still?
No, it's up in the air. I mean, dude, I definitely want to go. That would be so sick. I mean, race over your country, was pretty sick, and then I've never left the country, so leaving the country would be cool too.
What is the thing holding up the decision then?
It's kind of, I mean, you obviously got to know like your team, right? You know, I don't know who else is gonna go. No one's talked to me about anything about riders going. So once they get a plan together, we figure out who's all going, then I feel like it's more of like a destined path, you know?